Good day, everyone. I am Edward G. Elcani Jr. Today, I will report the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Section 1. This act shall be known as the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for public officials and employees. This rule should be interpreted in the light of the declarations of policy found in Section 2 of the Code. It is the policy of the state to promote a high standard of ethics in public service. Public officials and employees should at all times be accountable to the people and should discharge their duties with utmost responsibility, integrity, competence, and loyalty. Act with patriotism and justice, lead modest lives, and uphold public interest over personal interests. The 1987 Constitutions of the Philippines provides the basics of ethical and accountable behavior in the public sector. Section 1 of Article 11 states that public office is a public trust. Public officers and employees must at all times be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives. These provisions requires every public official and employee to exhibit and live certain values while in government service. In addition, the state has been mandated by the constitutions to maintain honesty with integrity and the public service that take positive and effective measures against graft and corruption. Section 3. Definitions of terms as used in this act. First is government. Government refers to the national and local governments, branches of the Republic of the Philippines, including companies and subsidiaries controlled by the government. Second, public officials include appointed, elective, permanent or temporary officials or employee who receive monthly compensations regardless of amount. Third, receiving gift, accepting gift and anticipations of a favor in exchange. 4. Divestment, transfer of title or disposal of interest and property by voluntarily. And 5. Public officials and employee should be accountable to the people at all the time, must do their duties with utmost responsibility, integrity, competence, and loyalty. Should act with patriotism and justice, lead modest lives, and uphold public interest over personal interest. Section 4. Norms of Conduct of Public Officials and Employee. In 1989, the Philippine Legislature passed Republic Act No. 6713 of law embodying the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for public officials and employees. The code spells out in 5 detail the do's and don'ts for government officials and employees and in and out of the workplace. These do's and don'ts are encapsulated in the 8 norms of conduct to be observed by all government officials and employees. These norms are commitment to public interest, professionalism, justice and sincerity, political neutrality, responsiveness to the public, nationalism and patriotism, commitment to democracy, and simple living. The code likewise introduced some reforms in the administrative systems like giving heads of agencies the responsibility of ensuring there is a value development program for their employees, continuing studies on work systems and procedures with the end in view of approving the delivery of public services and mandating the designations of resident. Ombudsman in every department, office, and agency. Incentives and reward system has also been put in place. Another comprehensive law passed to address and another curb the commissions of malfeasance in government is Republic Act No. 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices. Section 5. Duties of public officials and employees. The first one is act promptly on letters and requests. Within 15 working days from receiving a response to a letter must be done. Second, submit annual performance reports. 45 working days after New Year, every government office or companies must submit their performance report. 3. Process documents and papers expeditiously. 4. Act immediately on the public's personal transactions. Public officials and employees must attend to anyone who wants to avail his services. 5th, make documents accessible to the public. All public documents must be made accessible to public. And now we're going to the Committee on Awards to Outstanding Public Officials and Employees. The first one is composed by Ombudsman and Chairman of the Civil Service Commissions as co-chairman and the chairman of commissions on audit and 2 government employees to be appointed by the President. Number 2, it is their task to identify those public officials and employees who have done good in service with the following criteria to wit: A. Years of service and the quality. B. Consistency of performance. C. Obscurity of positions. And letter D. Level of salary. Unique and exemplary of a certain achievement. Risk, temptations inherent in the work. Consequence when chosen as outstanding public officials and employees. The first one is promotions to the next high rank, and number 2, increase of salary grade. Section 7, Prohibited Acts and Transaction. In addition to acts and omissions of public officials and employees, now prescribed in the Constitution and existing laws, the following shall constitute prohibited acts and transactions of any public official and employee and are hereby declared to be unlawful. The first, financial and material interests. Second, outside employment and other activities related thereof. 3. Misuse of confidential informations. 4. Solicitations or acceptance of gift. The Ombudsman shall prescribe such regulations as may be necessary to carry out the purpose of these subsections, including pertinent reporting and disclosure requirements. Nothing in this act should be construed to restrict or prohibited in educational, scientific, or cultural exchange programs subject to national security requirements. And that's all. Thank you.